What's up, everybody? It's David here with Walla Walla DJ. Today I'm doing a little bit longer of a video, but this is going to be for all of my DJ friends. Okay, I'm going to teach you a little something. Today we are going to build a 2-in-1 power cable and speaker cable. Okay, 25 foot of each. Okay, let's break down what we need. First, we need a 25-foot XLR cable of your choosing, whichever brand or vendor you prefer. We need one 25-foot IEC cable, so, a power cable for whatever speaker you're using. Well, mine is IEC. Next, we are going to need, if you're going to do two of these, which I highly recommend you do, you're going to need at least 50 feet of expandable braided sleeving. It's made of plastic. It expands like a Chinese finger trap, okay? You'll need a couple zip ties, preferably the color of your sleeving, but I did not have any more black zip ties, so I'm just using these until I get my black zip ties. A twisty tie or a cable tie, whichever you want to call it, and one piece of gaffer's tape, okay? So, let's start building. With your braided sleeve, you want to cut out about, if you're doing 25-foot cables, you're going to want to cut out about 23 feet of length of this cable. 25-foot XLR male to XLR female cable, and then a 25-foot power cable for your speaker. Let's build. Okay, so first, we have our correct ends that go to our speaker. This side goes inside the speaker, and this end goes inside the speaker, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna offset them just a little bit, okay? Now, we're gonna take our little cable tie that we had, little one that came with our, with either our power cord or our XLR cord. We're gonna twist it. Okay, those are together temporarily. Now, we take that one piece of gaffer's tape that we had, okay? We're going to set this up just like this. Okay. So now you can see that they're kind of, mildly married together. Okay. What we're going to do next is we've already cut our length. I cut mine at 24 feet. It's a little long for what I'm doing, but that's okay. We're going to spread it out. Hopefully it doesn't get tangled on anything, which is probably going to. And when you cut this, okay, it's going to be really frayed and kind of ugly looking. What I did is I just took a lighter and carefully melted the ends of it. So it melted it together so I didn't have any more frayed ends. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we have both of our ends. Okay. So we're going to expand this part out just by pushing it in and just holding it just like this. Okay. Now we are going to insert the power cable and the XLR into the end, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna hold it at one end, just right here for right now. Sorry, right here for right now. We're gonna push until it starts ballooning up like this, okay? And then we're gonna start feeding it down the cable, okay? Push it in, hold the top of the power cable and slide the rest down, okay? Push, hold, pull, okay? And it's gonna start making its way down the cable. So I'm gonna do a speed run here. So I'm not gonna talk and I'm just gonna do this and then I'll speed the video up so you can see it faster. Okay, so we finally got done. So this is our other end that was at the far end of the room when we started, okay? Now, like I said, I cut it a little longer than I need to, which is totally fine. Let's remedy this. So when you have the far end that's covered up right here, okay? So you can see I have my other end of my power cable and my other end of my XLR, okay? So we've made sure that this cord or the sleeving is good and tight. Okay? So what we're going to do is, since there's a little extra room here, okay, you can see that there's a little bit of distance, which is exactly what I want. Because when I plug in my power to where I plug it in on my booth, okay, I need this cable to be just a skosh longer so I can put it into the plate where the XLR plug-in is, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, oh, about 3 to 4 inches below the bottom of the power cable, okay? What I'm going to do there is I'm going to put my zippy tie on, okay? Again, if you have black or white zip ties, whatever you're doing with your steel, whatever you're doing with your braided sleeving, okay, make sure it matches. But I just don't have the black ones right now, so I'm going to do it. So you have your zip tie on there, okay? So now you take this and you just roll it back. Okay, so it's gonna cover that zip tie. So like I said, I'm not worried about the color of mine right now, at least for that one. Okay, so now this other end right here is all the way right here. Okay, so I'm gonna take my other zip tie and attach it like so. Okay, so I'm gonna, again, carefully cut the base of it and try not to leave no sharp edges. Okay, that looks great. Looks wonderful. Okay, plug your power in, plug in your XLR. Okay, so now let's take it all the way back to the other end. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm keeping a little bit of pressure because I am trying to keep this braided sleeving tight. Okay, come down here. All right, so now we have our original end that we started from, that we put the gaffer's tape on and that we cable tied down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take another zip tie, put it toward the end. Actually, I forgot. This end is the end that goes into the speaker. So I need to bring it down just a skosh. Okay. Again, this one's like 3 to 4 inches, depending on what you want. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit more because I can. Okay. Place your zip tie. Make sure it's good and snug. Chop off your end there. Roll it down. Okay. Looking sharp. Take your final zip tie and voila. Okay, and you can tighten this up because it's gonna want to kind of stay loose on this end. It's fine. Just tighten it up a little bit. Be very, very careful not to rip it. Otherwise, you got to do this over again. Cut off your tag end. Away you go. Okay. Take off your zip tie, or your cable tie. Undo your gaffer tape, and now you're ready to play. Goes into the speaker. Goes into the top of the speaker. Well, at least for mine, I'm running the Evolve 50s. Power on bottom. Sound on top. Okay, we got plenty of room. Okay, that's quite a bit of space. So now, here's the cool thing. As you take your cable, you can now wrap it up. And now you got a cool little bundle of power and sound. Okay, so the cool thing with the cables that I bought is they already came with Velcro straps. So you take your Velcro straps, strap it up, and you got yourself a great little bundle. Okay, so now if you're running a podium style booth or even a TV booth and you have storage, you wrap both of them up, set them on top of each other, and away you go. You're not sitting there wrapping up 4 different cords for the same event. You're doing 2 sets of cords. Okay, makes it easy, makes it quick. Name of the game is speed and efficiency. So that's how you do that. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment. I would love to answer them. If you haven't, please make sure that you follow the Walla Walla DJ page, whether it be on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Make sure you're following us. Shoot me a message if you have any questions. I'm glad to help. Okay. Again, my name's David with Walla Walla DJ. This has been a little DJ tips and tricks, or a hack, if you will. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.